In today's video, we will talk about the possible third season of the Loki. Additionally, why is Tom Holland's Spider-Man out of the movie? Avengers, Doomsday, and furthermore, we will also discuss the news about the new Mortal Kombat movie. Will it happen this time? Well, with Johnny Cage and also having the tournament, right? Having the actual Mortal Kombat, which was shamefully absent in the other movie, maybe this time it will happen. Before we start, comment below which of these three news items excited you the most. Also, if you are already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and leave your like. And if you are not subscribed yet, hold on a bit, watch a little of the video. If you like our channel, go ahead, subscribe, alright? That's it. Let's get to the video.
You won't believe the mess I got myself into. Yes, it's me, Sub-Zero. I'm back and with more ice in my soul than ever. But this time, instead of splitting someone in half with a snap of my fingers, I decided to announce that Mortal Kombat 2 is coming to theaters. The first images have been released, and I can assure you it has more impact than an angry Liu Kang's flying kick. And get ready, because now, the tournament is finally going to happen. But hold on, you'll understand everything by the end of this video. Attention! Important moment, although I hate doing it. But if I don't do it, you'll pretend you didn't hear. You know that subscribe button? That's right. Click on it and on the like as well. If you don't do it, I'll lock you in the net reel. With Scorpion telling me stories from his childhood for 12 hours straight. And nobody wants to go through that. After that somewhat improvised movie from 2021, I confess I lost hope. Costumes that looked like they were bought from a costume shop. Lighting that was frighteningly dark. And a protagonist nobody knew. But now, it seems they've decided to do their homework. Carl Urban, the same one from The Boys, has taken on the role of Johnny Cage. The guy is so full of himself, he seems to have come straight out of a magic mirror. And the idea is that he will be the bridge between the audience and the chaos that lies ahead. The game's creator, Ed Boon, mentioned that Johnny Cage will be the new protagonist, replacing that guy whose name nobody remembers. I hope they let me finish him off at the beginning of the movie, just like I did with Jax in the first movie, remember? Only this time I'll make it to the end. What do you think? Should I do it? You decide. Comment down below. Resuming. According to Ed Boon, the character's entrance in the movie drew laughs during tests. I mean, if even humans laughed, maybe this movie does have some charm. And before you ask, yes, I'm still in the cast. But hold on, I'll get to that part soon. Oh, and get ready because the tournament is finally going to happen. It won't just be idle talk like in the first one. This time the fights will have scoring. And the movie will show who's winning and who's getting beaten. I bet someone will leave with their dignity frozen. And it won't be me this time. You can bet on it. Another detail is that several dead characters will return. Kang Lao and Kano, for example, will show up again. Not as a flashback or a lost twin. It's real sorcery. It's Quan Chi's doing, who deals with necromancy. In other words, get ready to see people who had already died, re-emerging with more thirst for revenge than ever. And if you thought the rivalry between me and Scorpion was over, think again. The tension between us remains strong. Although our feud isn't the main focus this time, it will still deliver some great scenes. And before anyone says he's more popular than me, remember, I'm the one who turns enemies into popsicle. There's also a new crowd coming in. Kitana, Shao Kahn Jade, Sindel. The list looks like a championship final lineup. The promise is that the setting will be in several different realms. This allows for the creation of more striking visuals and avoids that gray palette that seems straight out of a cement factory. Did you know that there are 4 animated Mortal Kombat movies that are much better than that 2021 live action? Scorpion's Revenge, Battle of the Realms, Snowblind, and the one focusing on Johnny Cage. All of them are available on Max, and a 5th one is in production, even without a confirmed release date. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll truly draw inspiration from these animations. The most interesting thing is that Ed Boon confirmed that this new movie will explore the Mortal Universe much more. Combat. We will have strategies, consequences, and disputes with real impact on the story. This could turn the tournament into something as tense as a duel between me and my mirror on hard mode. Did you know that Ed Boon let slip that this time we will have female characters with much more prominence? Jade, Queen Sindel, and a few others, which are still being kept secret, will finally take the stage. This is great because, let's face it, it's been a long time since Mortal Kombat owed this spotlight to the female fighters. Another piece of information that went unnoticed by many people. The movie will explore multiple realms, which means more varied and creative setting. This solves one of the major problems of the 2021 film that seemed to take place in an abandoned parking lot. Now we will have richer visuals, which can greatly enhance the cinematic experience. And check this out. The costumes also receive special attention. According to the producers, they are more faithful to the games, without looking like last-minute convention cosplay. If even my cloak turned out decent, Imagine the rest. Warner understood that Mortal Kombat fans notice every detail, and now they're trying to make up for it. And if you're still not convinced that this movie will be worth the ticket, think of Deadpool and Wolverine. Violence, blood, and success. Mortal Kombat has everything to follow this path. All that's left is for Warner to understand this before I need to make a chilly visit to the executive's office to get them to increase the movie's budget. And go ahead and click on the other videos here on the screen that I selected for you. Because if you don't click, I'll blow a blizzard on your router and make your internet so slow that even WhatsApp audio will freeze. Later, don't say I didn't warn you.
Do you think that after saving the entire multiverse, I would just disappear off the map? Ah, my dear, you underestimate me. The truth came to light, even if hidden in the shadows of the narrative. Yes, I, the glorious Loki, am back, but not in an obvious way. After all, when have I ever been predictable? Nothing was officially announced, it's true. No press conference, no epic trailer, with my silhouette emerging from a rift in time. While the other heroes strike poses on posters, I continue operating behind the scenes. And if you think this is just another one of my performances, just wait until you find out exactly where I'm appearing now, and what evidence I have that Marvel is officially confirming the continuation of Loki's second season story. By the way, since we're being honest, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment something there. I know, this kind of request sounds forced, but let's be honest. If I don't ask, you'll leave the video, as if you've never seen me in your life. So, I command you, give me that support. And if you don't do it, I'll send you to the TVA to erase your timeline. Try explaining that to HR later. Because you see, what seems, at first glance, to be just another Marvel comic about the TVA might be hiding much more than it appears. Maybe even a story you swore had ended with the second season of my series on Disney+. But hold on, let's take it step by step. Because this, my dear, is just the beginning. Marvel, without much fanfare, released a comic series focused on the TVA. At first, I thought it was just another marketing ploy to sell comics. But no, the story goes beyond that. Elements from the series were integrated into the comics. Miss Minutes, Hunter B-15, Mobius, all of them are there. In fact, I can already say that the TVA's look has become a trend. They copied everything that's mine. Whether it's plagiarism or homage, I'll let you decide. The most curious thing was realizing that these comics aren't just retelling the series. They show what happens after my sacrifice. Yes, that epic finale of the second season. Now the TVA is full of new challenges. Mobius even tried to live his own life, but he came back. He says he missed the chaos. Of course, who wouldn't? We even have a new institutional testimony being recorded by Miss Minutes, the same one who tried to kill everyone, but now says she's changed. I know, B-15 took over the leadership, as expected. And the TVA, which once controlled a sacred timeline, is now trying to organize itself in the face of an entire multiverse in collapse. You know how it is. You save the universe once, and suddenly everyone expects you to have a career plan for eternity. A new generation of agents has emerged. People lost in time, collapsed universes. They became the workforce, inspired by me, of course. Even Ghost Spider is on the team. That's right, the Gwen Stacy from the comics, working with Wolverine's son, Jimmy. These young ones still have a lot to learn, but at least they are well armed. Literally, Gwen, in fact, is the one who leads us to a frightening discovery. She finds the Scarlet Witch, trapped on a hidden floor of the TVA. And it's not just any version. It's the one from the movies. The Wanda we saw disappear under a mountain at the end of Multiverse of Madness. That's right, frozen in a tube. How come no one told me this before? Wanda's presence raises a series of theories. Did the TVA capture her in secret? Did she really survive the events of the movie? Or are we talking about an identical variant that got stuck in this multiversal limbo? The comic doesn't reveal everything, but it leaves very clear clues. And this shakes up everything we thought we knew about the MCU. And then Captain Carter appears. No, it's not the one from What If, nor the one that got pancaked in Multiverse of Madness. It's another variant, even tougher. The woman appears when the multiverse is on the brink of collapse. If she steps in, it's because things have gotten ugly. And they really have. Do you know why? Because people in different realities are having nightmares, all dreaming about the TVA. This shouldn't be possible. Their mission takes them to Earth 616 from the comics, where they discover that something is very wrong. Nightmares, magic, mixed realities. I warned that opening the multiverse would lead to this. And what amuses me the most is seeing people trying to solve everything with logic, as if that would work. Gambit sees the vampire dead in dreams. Gwen is tormented by visions of the Spider-Man. And then comes one of the best ideas in these comics, alternative versions of Miss Minutes. We now have Mr. Seconds and Dr. Clock. One manages security, the other takes care of everyone's mental health. This has turned into an interdimensional public office. Of course, there's that mysterious figure with a green cape that appears lurking around the agency. Everyone thinks it's me. Look, I'm flattered, but I myself am still, let's say, busy. Gwen believes it's me. Mobius gets stabbed just trying to find out. It's almost a kind of warning. Stop poking around where you shouldn't. Dr. Clock, by the way, gives some interesting tips on how to deal with disturbing visions. Something useful for those suffering from insomnia due to so much multiverse collapsing. I myself have a few tricks, but I prefer to keep the mystery. After all, what if one day I launch an online course? Sleep like a god of mischief. There's also the Infernal City, Law, of Diamond Hellstrom, son of Mephisto, a guy who hasn't appeared in the movies yet, but is a key player in this plot. He introduces the agents to the Hell's Library, a place as full of books as the Sanctum Sanctorum. And, honestly, maybe with more spoilers. And in the midst of this entire investigation, Sylvie appears. That's Sylvie, wandering through the multiverse, observing the TVA as if she were a shadow. Make no mistake, she remains a force to be reckoned with. When she appears, everyone stops to pay attention, even me. And if you enjoyed this insane journey through the multiverse and want to know what will happen when the next edition comes out, comment below. If you don't comment, I'll send you a copy of Miss Minutes to knock on your door at 3 in the morning with a TVA employment contract. And of course, share the video to spread the word. My word. Because in the end, I am inevitable. That phrase is from the purple guy. Mine is, I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Want to know why my name was left out of the chair in the Avengers Doomsday announcement? Well, some people thought I was cut, that it was the end of my participation in the MCU. But the truth is different, and it involves contracts, scripts, rewrites, and even secrets that I almost let slip. Stick around because I'm going to tell you everything. Now, before continuing, let me do something that bothers me more than wearing tight spandex in a fight scene. Ask you to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. I know it sounds like emotional blackmail, but the truth is if I don't ask, you won't do it. And if you don't do it, the next time I have to renew a contract, I'll use this video with no engagement as an argument. Do you want that on your conscience? You don't. So click there. If you don't click, I swear I'll put you in the Kingpin's place in the next fight scene. What's really happening is that I'm negotiating a new contract with Marvel and Sony. Yes, I'm at that stage in life where I can say no. After a decade of saying yes, Mr. Kevin Feige, I finally have a voice in the decisions. And that changes everything. The next Spider-Man movie won't be that urban drama of a broke college student anymore. The script has grown, the scope has increased, and all because it comes after the events of Avengers Doomsday. Initially, the idea was something more intimate. Peter living in a terrible apartment with no one knowing who he is, trying to get by. There was even talk of including Daredevil and the Kingpin in the story. And it would make sense. The Kingpin became the mayor of New York and has a task force against vigilante. But the plan changed. Avengers, my friend. Script rewritten, new direction, tone, more epic. Want to know why? Hold on. Tight, there's more coming. Back to what matters. During an interview for Rich Roll's podcast, I mentioned that today I can better choose the projects I take on. When I signed the first contract at 18, everything was new. I agreed to everything. Now, I want each film to have a strong reason to exist. And not just because the studio wants it. I'm learning to use this new power without letting it go to my head. Difficult, but necessary. And here comes the good part. Yes, I've already received the script for the next movie. Zendaya and I. And you know what's more interesting? I already knew about Downey's return. And if I knew, it's because the script I read probably already had hints about Doomsday, which, in case you didn't know, is the new big villain of the MCU. I mean, imagine Spider-Man dealing with someone who resembles his former mentor. That's something you can't ignore. By the way, keeping secrets has never been my strong suit, right? I was once the world champion of accidentally giving away spoilers. In this case, I found out about Robert Downey Jr.'s return, like Doomsday before everyone else, and I had to hold on to the information. It was difficult. I almost spilled the beans at a barbecue, seriously, but I resisted. Personal growth, I would say. Now, pay attention to this part. Listen to what I'm going to say now. It's important to remember that the reason for my chair's absence at the Avengers announcement event is not because I was cut, but because the contract was still under negotiation. And of course, they weren't going to put my name out there without everything being signed. It seems obvious, but you know how it is. The internet loves to create crazy theories. Another curious detail: when they officially announced the cast, Downey dropped a hint on Instagram. Like, there's more to come, and let's be honest. If he's coming back, do you really think I won't be there too? Even The Hollywood Reporter mentioned that new revelations will be made at CinemaCon, D23, and Comic-Con. The game is still on. Hold on to your hearts, folks. Even so, some people have been saying that I wouldn't be in Doomsday because of the Spider-Man 4 filming, but reliable insiders have already confirmed. I'm in negotiations. The absence of my chair only shows that the contract wasn't finalized yet. Simple. No drama. Although you know I like a good drama. The Doomsday cast is already packed. Former X-Men, classic heroes, people coming back from the dead, or almost that. And right after Marvel announced this list, Downey appeared on Instagram, suggesting there was still more to come. Spoiler, I would say yes. And spoiler is my thing, you know. And do you want to know why it makes sense to put me in this movie? Since Civil War, I've been in the most important moments of the Avengers. I did my part in Infinity War, I showed up well in Endgame, and now, with Doomsday looking like Tony Stark, you can imagine what that will cause for Peter. There's too much story there, and you can't push it to later, like in Secret Wars. The moment is now. Another insider, Alex Peter, said that Peter won't even want to get involved in the Doomsday story, but will be forced to, and this fits perfectly with his way, always trying to stay away from chaos and always being pulled into the center of it. Coincidence? Not at all. Honestly, the negotiation of my contract is aligned with all of this. Of course, I'm asking for more, not just money. I'm talking about creative decisions, space, relevance, and apparently, they're listening. In the end, Spider-Man is one of the strongest faces of the MCU today. Taking me out of the game would be foolish, to say the least. Now I want to know from you, does it make sense to leave Spider-Man out of Doomsday? Or does the chaos only really start when I show up? Tell me in the comments, but really comment. Because if you watch silently, I'll do something so harsh that even Venom couldn't handle it. Hack your phone, join the group, the family group, and send that 3-minute audio where you're crying drunk at 2 a.m. saying you still love your ex. Thanks for watching and see you next time.